The politicians in Telangana are a little worried, right? Here is a disruptor who is coming. And they've been saying that, what is this? Why is he coming here? He's already deputy CM there.
Their leaders continuously, certain fringe elements, they keep on saying you can't step into Hyderabad. You forget about me contesting. In my own country, in my motherland, no one has the right to tell me whether I should come there or not. And that's the reason I said this is not your jacket.
Maybe you're expanding into Telangana because there's some kind of a shadow succession battle which is happening in Andhra Pradesh between you and Nara Lokesh.
I feel
Some of your critics say that you are playing the game of BJP.
I grew up with the concept of nationalism. This is my nation. No matter where I go, I think I have a right to go. And someone keeps on repeatedly telling me, poking me, you don't come. Being a national party, if that is the case, then I have to tell Mr. Rahul Gandhi, sir, you don't belong to the southern part of India.
You found the answer to get into politics, not a revolution.
I entertained even getting into Naxalites.
You wanted to become a Naxal?
One point of time when I was in late teens, yes.
Did you want to pick up the gun?
Yes, I wanted to pick up the gun.
When you speak with Mr. Modi, do you speak in English or in Hindi?
Modi ji speaks English to me.
What do you talk? That is more important.
I want someone, in spite of all the social differences, I want someone who unites.
You have not given us the answer. What do you discuss?
It's all about the country.
When opposition says that he's surrendered and he's compromised,
If you take one decision, steep fall or you're going to go up, and that is a tough job to handle an issues on behalf of a billion people.
so you are saying he's handling it very well? This
He
international
is.
issue.
He is. Maybe not everyone is satisfied, but that's the best thing he's doing.
Now the nationalistic films which are coming out right now.
I like Dhurandhar. I like one film called, I think, Baramulla. 87 to 88 and 89. In 3 years, I was in Srinagar. A lot of Telugu films used to shoot there. Some hostile situation used to be there. Some people used to call me, hey, why the hell did you come here? What are you doing? We even used to go for purchases. And while shooting, someone used to heckle at us.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching or listening to another edition of the ANI podcast with Smita Prakash. I'm in the state of Andhra Pradesh and my guest today is the Deputy Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Pawan Kalyan. Pawan Kalyan is an actor, philanthropist and founder of the Jana Sena Party. He's the younger brother of Telugu cinema megastar Chiranjeevi. Pawan Kalyan has carved out a formidable identity of his own, becoming one of the biggest stars in Telugu cinema with a devoted fan following that extends far beyond the screen. This is Pawan Kalyan's first ever podcast, and he's spoken extensively on his political journey and spiritual pursuits, including some never heard before anecdotes. Thank you, Mr. Pawan Kalyan, for speaking to ANI. Very happy that you're part of the podcast.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, how should I address you? Because is your name Pawan, or is it Kalyan? And how are these two names? How did you get these two names?
No, it was I was named in Tirumala,
Devasthanam.
Devasthanam, and I think right in the temple of Lord Yoga Narasimha. I think it was this is not my name and my real,
Name?
My actually given name at when they do certain ritual. Namakaranam. My name was Sri Kalyan Kumar.
Sri Kalyan Kumar?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think in school records, I think the Sri has gone.
Okay.
And K. Kalyan Kumar. That's my family name was Kunedala. So K. Kalyan Kumar. Before I entered into cinema, I think one of my martial arts teacher, he added the name Pawan.
Why?
Because I was doing a lot of power training. Martial arts training. So I was going through a lot of power demonstration, taking around half a ton, close to 450 kilos of weight on my chest and stone slabs. They used to break on my chest. And I think he said something like, you're like Hanuman, you're Pawan Putra Hanuman, something like that. I think that's the reason I think he added that.
Okay, so like Anjaneya.
Something like that.
Okay, interesting. So, should I address you as Pawan Garu or Kalyan?
No, it's purely up to you. You don't have to add Garu, but you can feel free.
Okay, all right. So, I want to know about the latest talk which is going on that you are re-entering Telangana politics. I'm not saying entering Telangana because everybody knows that you began from there. Your political career began from the United Andhra and Telangana, now Telangana. So why the re-entry into Telangana politics?
There is no such thing. I mean, though I said it, we are entering, but I was not really focusing on Telangana because I was. The certain issues are sensitive, and the party was established initiated in Telangana. But my primary focus is in Andhra Pradesh. But I have a very strong cadre. It's not because I had launched the party in 2014. You have to understand, I've been in politics since 2007 and 8. And even before that, I had a lot of very staunch Telangana youth who stuck to me since 2004 as some kind of admirers or fan. I mean, they stuck to me and they liked something about me, some ideological connect. Even while I was doing cinema, I think they stuck to me when I launched my NGO, Common Protection Force. They stuck to me. Then we got into Prajarajam political party. I think since then, they stuck with me, and my membership is around 1.5 lakh. 1.5 lakh, no, around close to 1.5 lakh, and I have very good, young leaders. I was just letting them do what they like, but I think I never gave a thought. I finally think I wanted to give them some in a proper direction.
But people in Telangana, or the politicians in Telangana, are a little worried, right? Here is a disruptor who is coming, and they've been saying that, what is this? Why is he coming here? He's already deputy CM there.
Because that one thing I cleared that air. I said I'm not interested in contesting from Telangana. I mean, I'm committed to growth of Telangana through my leaders and cadre. So I want to contribute, and people are, and it is my fundamental right to, my cadre is that it's not something I'm trying to do something which is non-existent. When it is there, I think when they're asking me, requesting me, I think I should give that. And very simple thing is, it is a formation day of Telangana, and they didn't let it happen for the reasons unknown. I think that was the triggering point. It is because of my leaders and cadre were very, very upset. And I said, if you don't speak for now, then when are you going to speak? Then I said, you should speak on our behalf. And they put a lot of pressure on me, and they felt insulted.
But you gave it back also. You said Telangana is not Ayyar Jagir.
I gave it to someone. I see, what's happening since 1.5 years. Imagine from 2014 to 2024, I think till that time, I haven't seen much, that kind of rhetoric, that separatist rhetoric. But suddenly, post-Congress came, very strangely, being a national party. Actually, the TRS was being a regional party, turned into BRS. And actually, they're the ones who are supposed to say it, and still it is, okay, we can understand. But BRS or DRS, which is called BRS now, they never said it in the last 10 years. But strangely, a national party like Congress, they have initiated this regional bias. That's quite strange to me. And okay, it's not about, forget about me launching, me going. And their leaders continuously, certain fringe elements, they keep on saying, you can't step into Hyderabad. You forget about me contesting. In my own country, in my motherland, no one has the right to tell me whether I should come there or not. Even when I got operated, a few fringe elements were saying, I think supporters of Congress, I think, they were saying, you're not, so why the hell are you coming to Hyderabad? This is not your home. I think for me, my anger was, I want to establish my fundamental right. This is my motherland. I will exercise my right. No one has the right to tell me whether you could come here or not. I'm not asking anyone's permission. And that's the reason I said, this is not your Jagir. This is my motherland. And to the people, with quotes I'm saying, it is only conveyed to the people who said, I won't let you in. They won't let me in. To them, I address this.
Okay, so tell me, there's one lobby which says that maybe you're expanding into Telangana because there's some kind of a shadow succession battle which is happening in Andhra Pradesh between you and Nara Lokesh.
So that means I had to go and work for Telangana. You're aspiring. I'm not aspiring for any post.
No.
There is no such thing as succession issues or nothing. There is no such
Because
thing.
both of you are the same kind of age group, I guess that's
No,
why.
I don't look at that way. In fact, for me, fundamentally, I came with the concept of nationality, with a kind of social harmony. Otherwise, I would not have taken this much time. I had the opportunity even in PM in 2009. I had the opportunity to contest from in Hyderabad itself, even in Andhra itself. Then we were a unified state. Even in 2014, I had the opportunity to
You
contest.
keep doing these mysterious things. Nobody knows whether you're contesting from Tamil Nadu, you're going to Andhra, you're going to
See,
Telangana. Everybody's wondering where.
The problem, I tell you, the way I launched
Even
that-
Karnataka people are your fans.
because what to do? They allow me and they want me to address them. See, people like me for the way I address the issues. The way, because I can converse and I can understand at least good, reasonably good Tamil, and somehow I can read Kannada because the script is more or less the same. And it is just a mere practice if you understand. Then I think somehow, and also films made a huge difference in.
So all the chief ministers of these states get worried. Pawan Kalyan is going to come out here.
Because I think it's not that I'm going to come, it is I'm going to maybe they're hesitant in a way that I could influence, and which I did for BJP in 2014.
Oh, okay.
2014, I went to Chikbalapur because
Karnataka.
we are more or less, you have to understand, they are Telugu speaking districts. We have around 5
Hyderabad, Karnataka.
Hyderabad, Karnataka. And Bangalore has got a huge population, and of course Tamil Nadu. We have a huge border around.
You can influence US elections also. There are so many Telugu speaking people in the US. But anyway, you spoke about Congress, so I'll ask Naveen to ask a question he wanted.
Sir, there are a couple of points. Some people say that you are again trying to stoke a old debate because you were against the bifurcation. In fact, you led a small kind of agitation.
No.
And also, how do you look when people call you outsider?
Okay, I'll come with both answers. I said I was never against the bifurcation. I am only against the way bifurcation has been done. And even now, around 40,000 crores, I think if I am right, around 40,000 crores of physical assets are still there of AP. Still that knot has been resolved. In a haphazard manner, Congress has done the bifurcation. See, splitting a state, even imagine if two brothers of Reliance family, how much, we all know that how much it had gone through. Even right now, if you go to Calcutta, the Birla issues and any family issues, how much struggle, even for a simple family issue, family property. Can you imagine how many stakeholders, crores of stakeholders are there from both sides? Congress being a national party, they could have handled it more efficiently. They could have prepared people. What each state is going to be lost. I think that part hasn't been done properly. I think my anger is more diverted on that, directed to that.
Also, sir, one more point. Some of your critics say that you are playing the game of BJP. What you did here, like you constructed an alliance and you affected a victory. You are trying to emulate same thing in Telangana.
No, I'm not trying to emulate that because first of all, I don't have to. For that sake, I think I've been doing it. It's not something I have to do it freshly for that. For that argument, there is no such thing. See, it started off with parties there. People of my cadre is working there, and we are associated with BJP. It's not something newly had to do an alliance. It is there already. Naturally, it is there. But this debate started or stirred up only because they have been repeatedly saying for the last 9 months to, if I remember, from 13 months onwards, I don't know for strange reasons, individually they're targeting certain people, and including me, and saying you're not supposed to enter. For me, it is like I grew up with the concept of nationalism. This is my nation. No matter where I go, I think I have a right to go. And someone keeps on repeatedly telling me, poking me, you don't come. I feel it is being a national party. If that is the case, then I have to tell Mr. Rahul Gandhi, sir, you don't belong to the southern part of India. I can come with that argument. If you tell me where my home is there, where for decades together, entire people had been, we see it as a unified state at one point of time, and we built homes, and suddenly I have to be an outsider after so many decades. And who is doing it? It is not a regional party is doing it. It is a national party. who talks about, fundamental values, who talks about a multi number of things, and they are doing it. I think that's a problem for me.
Mr. Pawan Kalyan, you're very different from many of the regional leaders in the sense that you talk about a national identity. Sitting in, if you're outside the five Dravidian states, five South Indian states, many people have this impression that all the chief ministers and all the major leaders of South India are talking about the South being different and getting a raw deal from North states. That recently the Telangana chief minister said that, oh, the president is also a North Indian, the prime minister is also a North Indian, we get a raw deal.
How can you say president is from North? No, she's from, and Madam President is from Odisha.
Well, not the five South states. That's what he meant. That Hindi speaking.
Moriji is from Gujarat. If that case, I think if you talk about the recent comments of who said it, I think entire country is unified by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who comes from Gujarat, and that too, the Gujarati comes from, it is a western part of India, and their mother tongue is not Hindi. I think the facts are not right, even in that sense. But I think this north-south, if you talk about it, and none can live in this country. And we cannot function, military cannot function. This kind of shallow argument, this kind of dangerous arguments is not good for the nation if a commoner says it. If someone who doesn't understand the seriousness of what this kind of concepts, we can understand. But if chief ministers say that, that has to be countered, that has to be addressed, and which is not right. None should speak. You can address an issue differently. You can reframe your argument differently, but not in the context of North and South. Okay, if you're getting a raw deal, why are you getting a raw deal? There is a way to define the framework on where the argument is based on. I think this kind of argument is not good for the integrity of the nation.
But do these leaders of South genuinely believe it, or is it a political narrative which sells with the audience and that's why they are picking it up?
I don't know whether it sells it or not, but it's not good for the nation. Whatever it is, you cannot, there are, around 570 plus princely states, we gather, we merge together, and it was such a difficult exercise. And we are killing the spirit of it. And I think even for the namesake, for the political gain, I think such kind of arguments should be snubbed without mercy.
See, Mr. Stalin, who was Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, and Mr. Revant Reddy, many of them are saying that, when the census happens and the delimitation exercise happens, what's going to happen is that the South states, which adhered to the national principles of having small families, population control, they are going to lose out on when it comes to one vote, one person. So do you feel that the South states which adhered to all the advice?
See, in that way, I look at, there is a rationale behind what they're saying, the southern state. But I'm saying, the rationale is, where is the need for you to bring South and North? That's what my point is. Okay, there is a rationale behind it, because we adhere to the population control, whereas maybe in northern states or certain states, whatever the states are, maybe they didn't apply it in a stringent manner the way South applied. But where is the debate of North and South? It is like these particular states could apply. You can frame the same argument. These particular states applied, and we are losing certain seats because of this. So we want it in the same ratio. If you want to increase the seats there, please increase on the same level, increase the same ratio, because we adhere to what then policy was.
So you're saying policy. Issue is genuine, but the way the narrative is formed is wrong.
That is not. Because there is a rationality behind what they're saying.
Okay.
This is what I might understand.
So, sir, you're part of NDA. So, can we understand that you are not in tune with what Centre has decided on the delimitation?
I think Centre has that's what Amit ji said in the assembly, in parliament. That's what he said. Okay, we'll give it in the writing, and that's what he said. Please allow it to happen, delimitation. That's what I think he assured that in the as a parliament. Somehow it didn't went into their ears. You are in a doubt.
I am in a doubt.
But Amit ji said it. It is on records.
But they are not, they are not reconciling with it.
Because the problem is, it is BJP who said it because we don't trust you. He said he'll give it in writing. Then what more do you want?
Okay.
And the ratio.
When it comes to fiscal federation, when we are talking about the federal structure, the southern states, many of the leaders say that we pay more taxes than the north states, west and east states, but we get less. This recurring theme of the southern states doing well financially but not getting enough compensation from the center on this. Again, there seems to be a divide, and that seems to be resonating from the public because the more we hear about the leaders picking up, we say that there must be a reason that they are saying this. Is it true? Do you feel that there is, when you speak with people in your constituency, do you get that feedback?
First of all, people are not that aware. What their struggle is for their employment, for the basic food, basic shelter, which we are not able to completely provide to everyone. These are the major pressing issues for people. But for this argument, I can say, even for seemingly, or in a way, because I don't run, I'm not clear about Tamil Nadu or something, the industrial contribution. Let us say I believe in their argument. Okay, they're saying, okay, we are generating much more income than certain states are saying. What if a northern state says, what if Bihar or UP says, we provide more number of soldiers to the Indian Army, whereas the contribution is less? If everyone can bring one convenient argument, and someone can say, because you're able to do maritime trade, Indian Navy is protecting, that is from every part of the nation, so how do you do about it? So it all depends how well the political leadership conveniently argues. For me, in this argument, are you creating, is it going towards a solution, or are you creating a more fuss about it? I think that's where I think leaders should come. I think that if you ask me, you've been asking me, what my constituency people think. It's not about my constituency. I keep meeting a lot of youngsters. They are irritated with this. First, give us employment. If you say this kind of arguments, we are able to see, and they're having a very well-rounded approach, unlike the leaders. That people who are from 90s born or mid-80s born and the current generation, their thought process is different. People who've been handling politics, their thought process is different. They're not correlating. The only thing is they're looking at some sane voices who could cut down all this argument, make it what is the most pragmatic way to take it forward, instead of getting caught up in this kind of, so no win-win arguments. No one is going to win in this argument. It is other than creating a ruckus.
Interesting. Are you watching what's happening with the youth, the building up of the cockroach Janta Party, Annamalai starting his own outfit? All this is, do you see this, that there is a youth bulge which is happening? Even about you, they are saying that you are tapping also this youth bulge which is happening, which is frustrated with old type of politics.
I don't know. I feel one thing is, the concept of Gen Z is more of a very, everyone is constructing as if this argument is suddenly, it sprung up. I feel every age, if you look at 1920s or 1940s, every age, every 25, 30 years, some young generation will come up. They take the thought forward. In 80s, it was there. And in 2000, some generation was there. In 2020, some younger generation will be there. Okay, they have their own aspirations. Somehow, why they're angry, we have to look at it. Okay, cockroaches is the one which stays in gutter. Okay, that means maybe I can understand their pain. Maybe all the people who subscribed, even I was talking to my son today morning, and I was asking the same question. I said, how many of your friends are there? They have a huge group of friends, around 20 people, and asked them how many of them are there. I think 3 of them subscribed. But actually they won't come out. But 3 of his friends got subscribed.
They won't come out because they're scared or because they don't want to be activists?
See, they want to show their dissent. Or maybe they liked certain things, they didn't like something what happened or something. Maybe they found a platform to show their dissent. But I asked him, I said, it is morely from very limited source. I asked her, last a few, I was like 10 days, I've been asking people, especially youngsters. And I said, are you into this kind of cockroach? What do you think of this? I said, no, we have our own ideas. Not necessarily we align, we have the same thought. We have a different thought. But one thing is, we want politics to change. This kind of cliched politicking has to stop. this kind of regional bias, this kind of destructive approach. We need something. We want people who make sense in what they're saying, not some constantly creating some kind of trying to brew some trouble or not. They wanted something concrete. At least someone is addressing their issues. See, if you ask me what I've been doing, which I said I'm addressing it, this I had understood. Even when I was a teenager, I had the same anger. If you ask me why did I come into politics, I had the same anger.
You were doing pretty well in films. There was no need for you to.
But still I had the anger for society. I had the anger for so many things. I had immense anger towards appeasement. I was looking for answers. I was looking in multiple directions in life. I had some mad rage. I don't know what it was. But it's a directionless rage.
But you found the answer to get into politics, not a revolution.
No, revolution. I'm telling you, I searched for path to revolution. Even I entertained getting into Naxalites.
You wanted to become a Naxal?
One point of time when I was in late teens, yes.
Did you want to pick up the gun?
Yes, I wanted to pick up the gun.
Because martial arts, I'm presuming
that's
do.
That's when my brother pushed me into more constructive job, because I had a brother and who could guide me. And I said, where is that mad rage coming from? And I said, I'm talking about injustice. I think we should go this. And I said, he was very worried. So he dragged me, he made me to expose something. Then finally, I think it was, if I look at it.
How long did that period last?
It lasted for quite, maybe since 17 to 19, 21. Yes, quite. That was an age which you can jump in.
Did you get influenced by what, Mao or who?
I didn't get influenced.
Don't tell me Arundhati Roy.
Oh, definitely no. Definitely no. By then, I think I was mature. By the time Arundhati Roy came, because what is a major book? When I was reading, I was trying to understand the caste, caste, all the issues. It was like, you have to understand, I'm a 80s teenager. And there is still South African apartheid was there. And, unified Germany was there. Still the Cold War reflections were there. Perestroika was yet to happen. And LTT movement was there in Sri Lanka. And I had seen, the reflection in the repercussions. We could feel it in Chennai. And Padmanabhan, Telko Padmanabhan was killed in Kodambakam, I think, where we used to go for tuitions. So all these things were, it was a very, even, for example, I was in school where Khalistani militancy was happening. So it was like, that age I was more, Kanishka bombing happened. So my mind was exploding with many things. And we being a very politically active family because of both of my parents and my family. And I think I was more active in my family in politics. I don't know, for some reason, because of my father, I think. So I was going crazy, and I thought solution for it. Then I felt, I got attracted for, at that age, what you feel, like, you want to pick up. Normally, you'll have some kind of injustice happening to you. You want to fight for it. So you have a certain strength, but you cannot create. So you want to get into some kind of momentum. You feel, when especially people go with the lathis, with the red flag, you feel very energized. These guys have the guts. Let me go to that. So, but I entertained, but somehow.
Did you go for any meetings of the Naxals?
I didn't go for it. Definitely in Nellore and all, and certain meetings. I used to go for a lot of,
Jan Sabha.
Jan Sabha, people used to go, the students used to come, they used to, very small gatherings like this.
They knew who you were?
No, hardly they knew. I think till I became an actor, nobody knew who I was, and nobody knew. I used to look at it. Then I got exposed to, I used to read a lot of, quite good books. I used to seek answers. I think I read M.J. Akbar's Right After Right. I want to do some documentaries, But then I want to get into, I used to go to Bombay. By then Bombay, it was a Bombay Short Film Festival. I want to do some documentaries. I think I was experimenting every damn thing possible in my life then. But I felt it was not giving me a completeness to go into it. So I stuck up there. But I was angry. So I think that's where my brother came into picture. I think he started, he said something. And he said only one thing. If your brother is not Chiranjeevi, if you have responsibilities towards your family, whom, based on your salary or hard work, if someone is dependent, would you do the same thing? I don't have the answer. I didn't have the answer then. I kept quiet. It set me thinking. Then I went into, okay, what I have to do now at the age of, then I started actually thinking about it. Then I went into some kind of acting classes. Then actually before acting classes, I was, after my brother said, I went into some kind of spiritual journey.
Tell us about that.
I was, so finally I said, okay, how do I get strength myself? So I want to be strong. I want to feel very energetic. And right from my childhood, I had two parts of my life, right from my childhood. My father was a communist at one point of time in the Unified Communist Party. He was a member. He went into underground to escape from police. I think finally he was kept away and finally he got into a police job. He was recruited as a police constable. Finally he retired as an official. And later he was an atheist, but he became a great Ram Bhakt. So the socialistic tendencies and culture both were imbibed in me right from my childhood. They are not separate.
Conflicting traditions and all came in.
It came as one wholesome unit for me. I never felt, because my father was like, he used to help. We had the same socialistic tendency. He used to help whatever the salaries he used to get. But during Kartika Masam, he used to do for 1 month, whatever the duration, entire duration, he used to do Ram Jap. So it is a part of me. It is not something suddenly I borrowed or I'm trying to put the garb. So from then I had the both inclination for my father was a great devotee of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Swami Vivekananda and Sharada Mata, and a great devotee of Babaji and Yogananda ji. And I read Yogananda's Swami Yogananda's Yogi Atmakada, autobiography of Yogi. I think somewhere I got influenced. I liked the concept of, in that story, in that biography, I like Tiger Swami, one particular yogi, who used to, with bare hands, he used to, put down tigers. And with his spiritual energy, I think that caught my attention. So I said, I want to attain a lot of, yogic powers, to be more stronger. I think that's how it started. But I got into different parallel. I was going through, this militant approach, and also I was, spiritual. I don't know which phase is what. Which the sense, 3-4 months this comes, and 6 months, another 4 months that comes. So it was intertwined.
Many lives in one.
So I was going through one part of time. I used to go to yoga. So I was doing both. Finally, ended with after my brother. I was seeking solace. I went and landed up in Tirupati. That also told my brother because I said I wanted to leave. I wanted with one of my friend. I want to go to Sri Salem. Taking cue from Yogi Atmakada, biography of Yogi. I want to be in search of all the saints and all. I want to go to our nearest point was Sri Salem. One night I was about to go with my friend. We packed bags and all. I said we'll go and just come back. Then my brother called me. I said, I will introduce someone and come to Hyderabad. So I went there. It was a winter night. Then her name is Rajeshwari Yogini, and she was a teacher. Yogini, she used to introduce me, inducted me into one spiritual path. It is the cult of Sri Ramlal Prabhuji. And that she did Siktipatham for me. And I could feel that, that meditative state I got. After that, I went to Tirupati. I stayed there for, I think, a few months there, time to time. And I was quite happy. And I said, I don't want, all my confusion has gone. I don't want anything in my life. I was quite happy. But my brother called me. I said,
your brother seems to be coming at very important stages in your life, right?
My brother, I said, where this fellow is? And I said, you're not simply, I'm not able to see you nowadays. I said, no, brother, I don't want anything. I'm happy. I don't want any equipment. He said, you're becoming lazy again. One point of time you are with wild rage. Today, in the name of enlightenment, I said, in a way I told him, I'm quite enlightened. I don't want anything. I'm happy with myself. Then he said, will you say the same thing if you achieve something, and I say I'll believe your words by achieving something and say it. Then I believe you. It is a true realization.
I agree.
Then I said, no, I'm going to prove you wrong. Actually, my brother triggered the right point. I wanted to prove him wrong. Then I got into cinema.
Have you realized that he knows exactly what to say? How to catalyze you into action?
Now I realize. I did.
Or am I giving you this gyan?
And very recently, I think, not even few months back, I think, hard to say, not even 6 months back, I asked him, I said, you know what you did? I said, I still am the same. Actually, I counted him, and I said, Anna, do you remember what you said then? I said, well, and he was clueless. I said, did I say that? I said, yeah. I'm telling him still the same person. I'm not attached to something I was saying. I said, maybe it's okay, good things happen to you, so shut up. That's what I told.
So, but you stayed spiritual when you were in, such a great film star and then in politics. Is it difficult to keep that spiritual side of you alive?
I don't know. See, sometimes what happened to me, the biggest struggle was before I actually entered into politics. I think I reached my stardom quite by 28, 29. I think I reached my peak. But I felt very, empty inside. So I was thinking, if I become completely... Again, I went back to my old journey. I was doing a lot of japa and all, and I used to do a lot of vrats. 6 months, 3 months, I used to keep on doing it. But I said to myself, why there is emptiness in me? But one thing is that on the anger to what I had, that was not going with these prayers. So I was doing my inner search. I said, what is that? And I said, still there is anger on many things and what's happening in society. So if I am trying to put in a form of a song or in the form of a story, it is not working out for me unless you do something concretely in real life instead of cinema. I was not happy. Then I said, I decided that I would go. I told myself, okay, I would go into politics. After doing 5 more films, I would go into politics. I don't know what I'll become, but I'll try. In 2003, I told myself, but I don't know what to do. My family is not in politics. We don't know any politicians then. I was reading extensively to understand public policy. I was reading a lot of biographies. By then, my interest, I was reading books, but different way. But focused reading, I started doing from 2003 to 2007. I did right from, I was trying to understand Mandela and all the apartheid, did every possible book I could get my hands on, I was reading it. I was more confused. Then a lot of things happened then. I think around that time I think I'm ready. Let me venture into politics. I might be at losing it. At least I'll be clean to my conscience. I had tried, I failed, I died. That's what it's not something like, I see I came, I conquered. It's not something I tried. Maybe if I fail, okay, fail, that's it. Something, even if you're worth of losing your life, that's fine. So I understand where it is all coming from. I hated divisiveness in the country. I hated appeasement in the country. What I hated is, as an youngster, if someone is asking me what my caste is, instead of asking me, what kind of ability do you want to have? What kind of skill would you like to have? I want those questions to be, those kind of questions should come to me. Instead of asking me, okay, what is your caste? What is this? You're ending with the very simple basic things. Okay, I understand. These are the realities. But are you asking me, a government is asking me very conveniently about my caste or about my region where I come from. Are you asking me a simple column? What kind of skill would you like to possess? What kind of training do you want to have? These are the questions I wanted as a teenager.
Mr. Rahul Gandhi says that this comes from, what you are saying, comes from a position of privilege where caste doesn't matter. What he says is, even if you're a doctor, if your caste is not right, you will not get a job in a hospital. So he says caste is the overriding factor for everybody, regardless of the skill that you have.
So what caste he is to reach up to become a opposition leader? Then he is in a privileged when compared to me, when compared to anybody else. See, these kind of lame, it is, I'm saying it is understood. Caste plays a role. There is no second thought about it. But if you dwell into this, and it is strange, a man who traveled, a leader who traveled from from Kanyakumari to till Kashmir, and understanding, you cannot fix a caste in a very shallow terms. I tell you what I had seen. Yesterday, I did in my review meeting, I tell you two quotes, two examples. I went into Araku Valley. It is a PVTG group, primitively vulnerable tribal groups. They had a problem with anthrax, some kind of disease where they consume some animal meat, they get some disease and they're dying. They were dying then. I visited that village. It is around AOB border, Andhra Pradesh border, which is infiltrated with extreme Maoist groups. So nobody dares to go. I went there. So there are 4 lanes are there. The entire village consists of not less than 150 people. 150 people. It is PVTG tribes. One lane is little elevated place. One is 20 feet away, above the ground. One is little 30 feet down. The maximum is around 150 people. They are PVTG tribes. Each has a different lane. I am asking, I said, why didn't you take the help when a situation came up? No, it doesn't work for them and us. Why? We are of a different caste. We don't take their help. And I said, why don't you help them? No, we don't do that. Yeah. And for me, they look the same. Their situation is the same. Why aren't you doing it? It's a caste. So, if Mr. Rahul Gandhi, if he had seen it, can he frame the caste equation in the same manner? Yesterday, when I was doing a review, this in 2018 in district of Vijayanagar, some city I was doing I was doing a lot of I was reaching out to people to understand public issues. This particular village is around by then around 5,000 to 7,000 people. Now it is 4,000. The issue is everyone in that village, including kids, I don't know about kids. Definitely, majority of the people have file area. File area is non-existent. In my childhood, I used to say.
Yeah.
But why file area is rampant there? I think someone said, sir, there are issues, why don't you visit? When I tried to go there, the political groups there, they didn't allow me in 2018. And I said, I tried to send my team, at least go and take photographs, go and make some videos. And they said, if you come, they're going to be an issue. And they don't let you in, it will become a trouble. Then I said, actually, I don't know. I sent my team, even with drones and everything. It is all the drainage.
Water contamination.
Not water contamination. Whatever the drain, the sewage, wastewater, black water, is right there in front of the streets. And it is not overflowing to the other streets. Whatever they're using, it's stuck there. But the down street, they blocked it. And this street, they blocked it. So it has created a fertile ground for their
bacteria.
Bacteria. And one particular, I think, Felix said on one particular.
Because of caste? Is this a caste-related issue?
It is. But I'll tell you, I've been telling you how to frame it. I can say it very easily, it's a caste issue. I can say, on face, it is a caste issue. But if you dig deeper into it, it is an administrative issue.
Yeah.
So I can come to this, and I said, same thing I can say if I am an opportunist. If I want divisiveness in the society, I can address it in one way. But if I want a solution, I can address it in another way, which I did yesterday. I would like to share that. So that I can understand. I would like to relate with what Mr. Rahul Gandhi's statement. So it is a 4,000 people village. The center block has around few hundreds there. The center part is Dalit SC caste. Surrounded, it is like, normally it is like they will be spread. It is like this. This is the area. The center part is Dalit community. The surrounding community is BC. The surrounding community is other castes. So each one blocked there. Your drainage should not come to us. And we don't allow their drainage. So everyone blocked their own street, and there are a lot of encroachments. They encroach drainages, drain canals.
But if filaria spreads, it will spread to all the concentric.
That's what exactly happened.
Yeah.
That's what in course of time, 140, even yesterday, when I did the review, 140 people have malaria, even now. And umpteen number of other malaria-related, all the mosquito-related cases. You know, after we came into power, NDA came into power, I took charge of PR, Panchayat Raj. I've been running behind that. And you know the worst part, administration is ready, people are not willing to do. And I was so adamant in that.
Because rural development is one of your portfolios.
Rural development PR. I was so adamant. I said, I did a review. I said, I put my foot down. I said, it has to happen. Regular reviews. And finally, it is coming to a conclusion. People are not, they're not allowing, we don't do that. Finally, we did some encroachments. It is simple. When the Panchayat layout was happening, they could have simply, you cannot encroach canals. They could have spaced it out. Okay, I cannot change the caste concept. This is a entirety of India, it is there. But what is there in the administration? You can regulate. You can, you say this is an encroachment. You can, and we did that. And 24th, I would be going there. And we cleansed everything. And we are almost around 70% has been done. Another 30% would be done.
Even Godavari cleaning is something.
Because people say it is something like, it is very easy to frame anything into a caste conflict. If that is if you say, again, the problem is with Mr. Rahul Gandhi, again coming to it, even you have to be a doctor, this kind of argument comes into it without knowing the deeper context of it. I think it is not right for the country because you haven't understood the grassroots, what is happening. Do you know between two SC communities, they don't marry each other?
Yeah.
Because these are my people whom I know well, who are my ardent admirers, and I keep saying them. I said, one of my, people who are very close to me, he comes from Madhika community. And he said, he married someone from Mala community. And for a long time, both the families shunned them.
Yeah.
Both are SC communities. So the problem, divisiveness or caste division, it is not confined to this social group to that social group. It is rampant. I think leaders should think, especially who want to handle the national politics, who want to be a prime minister, I think you have to have a more broader concept, a more deeper understanding. Not at the surface level, see to one or two cases. I think that comes from a lot of, shallow approach. That's what I feel.
Sir, what are your views on freebies? The freebie thing is, a lot of economists are saying that it's killing our economy. It's good politics but bad economics. And actually our, exchequer is suffering because of it. And a lot of people are saying that it is hurting the middle classes mainly. So, and you also gave your views on freebies, sir. I recently heard about it. So, will you elaborate, sir, on this?
Freebie, I think I have an idea. But I want to frame it right. I don't want to be...
It's because it's a welfare... The controversy is a welfare measure.
I think, as I said, again, there is a lot of social backwardness. A lot of social backwardness is there. And specially abled people, individuals are there. I think they should be reached. We should reach out to them. Whoever is at the, more higher earnings, I think we should give them. There is no second thought about it. But the problem of freebies, you have to segregate. What are the most essentials? If I don't provide a wheelchair, that is not something, I don't consider it a freebie. It is an essential thing. When someone is not able, welfare hostels, you have to provide them food. That is not a freebie. But to attract voting, I'm going to give you 2 grams of gold. I'm going to buy you scooter. I'm going to buy you this. That means you're luring. I think that becomes a burden to the state exchequer. There's no doubt because you're luring. Because you're not providing anything concrete. I think this is my opinion, and this is what I think people whom I interacted, that is a reality also. What is essential, if I don't provide this, their life's going to be miserable. I think that is very essential to support them. So you have to differentiate. When you say freebie, you cannot generalize. You have to segregate. If I say for me a freebie is, if someone promises gold, that is an electioneering strategy. you're robbing the state exchequer. You don't have to mince words for it. If I have to give you scooties, instead of giving scooties, why don't you give a community vans? Why can't government should spread more give more buses, put a lot of money on capital expenditure. Even now, there are people who in extreme, there is a lot of schemes are there, PM Janman and all, roads have been, there's enough money through schemes, but no one is interested to do that. Instead of creating, why don't you schools, one of the students were saying, Anna, at least why don't you give us some, discount bus passes? They don't, we cannot write, but I say, why don't you give us some kind of discounts for school bus, which we had as a kid.
Yeah.
I think this has become a competitive madness. I think definitely there should be somewhere, I think we have to, it is not about one political party.
Everyone is doing it.
Everyone is doing it. All the political parties should sit. You can't compromise on integration and integrate of the nation. There is a no-go zone, that can be uncompromised. In the same way, freebies also, everyone should come to some kind of understanding. They have every discussion, north-south, all the kind of division, except this. They have to sit and they have to talk. And that, I don't know whether it happens or not, but at least I said, this is what I believe. I keep on saying it.
Speaking of integration, what do you have to say about linguistic integration? Because there are many in South India who are a little worried about this imposition of Hindi, as they call it. It isn't just state imposition of Hindi by bringing it in the syllabus. It's also manifesting in cultural and social aspects also, because there are a number of migrant laborers who come in from North India, Hindi speaking areas, states, and coming into the South because there are jobs out here. So they are speaking in Hindi. Whereas what is happening is that people from South India say that this is imposition of a different kind. So double imposition happening, one via the state and two culturally.
I don't know. I find it quite strange. When I grew up, when I was in school, we had Hindi. Hindi was a second language. And when I went to Tamil Nadu, I learned, started speaking Tamil. And here, language is something, I don't know when language was why language has been weaponized, why it has become a political weapon. And strange part is, forget about the language, even the dialect is becoming a weapon. So, and I think the more political insecurities are there, I think the more vertical they create, I think. I feel language is an essential tool just to communicate better, for a better performance or for a better well-being. Hindi is something like, if there is an intent behind it to impose my culture, in India, whose culture can be imposed on the other? It's impossible. I grew up in Chennai for a good time, but I said learning Tamil didn't undermine my own Telugu identity or Telugu culture. I don't know why language should be should be weaponized. And I personally feel language should be learned. Multiple languages are needed for a better communication. I don't mind learning Spanish. I don't mind learning German. All kind of languages. I said, your neighboring state. Forget about Hindi. In fact, the three-language policy I wanted to learn because I wanted to understand my own Karnataka. It's more nearer than instead of understanding Bihar or a UP, for me, the nearest state possible is Karnataka. I should understand Kannada more. For more deeper connect going to Kisham towards Punjab, it is more easy for me to go to Kerala. I don't know what is Malayalam. So the conception is, okay, South is South has got multiple dialects, multiple languages. Maybe political rhetoric said it is like one thought, but no. And I feel when you are migrating labor, a lot of workforce is needed from different states. I think you have to accept it, you have to allow. And if that is kind of weaponized, I feel we are doing injustice for the people.
Because in Tamil Nadu, there were people who said that people from Bihar are pani puri walas who are coming, and
any kind of anyone who is if you put down people in the name of their state or pani puri wala, I think that should be snubbed. I think that should be condemned unequivocally. I think that cannot be accepted. And I feel if it happens right in front of my eyes, I'll be very, against it. I'll be And many times I had said it. I stood by. In such kind of disgraced remarks are there.
So when you speak with Mr. Modi, do you speak in English or in Hindi?
For me, I can understand and speak Hindi, read in Hindi very well, because my thinking language is the Telugu, or maybe unknowingly it became English. But I do speak a few sentences in Hindi with him.
With him?
Apart from English. But Modi ji speaks English to me. And sometimes he communicates to me Hindi. See, it is about...
And with your family, when he speaks with your child or with your wife and all that?
It is he speaks Hindi and English also, but most of the time it will be Hindi. I think we find it is about nothing. Language is simply way of understanding. It is, understanding from the heart to heart.
Sir, adding to this, what do you talk? That is more important. Which language? Because we have seen number of times on stage and on some public events, he's talking to you very closely. And
so we are...
he keeps patting you on the back and all that.
I don't know, he took... it is something like... I was the first guy to go from, who was not of the political personality then. I went and approached him. I felt country needs a very strong leader. It is for me, as I told you, my experience. Right from my childhood, I need someone to look up to. Someone who keeps India as one strong unit. Because for me, I felt when I look at Modi ji, I felt that sense of he is the man who's going to lead, who make us feel, instead of slicing us up. Why would I appreciate Rahul Gandhi when he says? Talks about divisiveness, and when he talks about appeasement. I don't want a leader like that. I want someone, in spite of all the social differences, I want someone who unites. And I think that's what I liked in Modi. Someone who, gives that confidence in you, who boosts up that confidence. That's what I like about him. I think that's where I went and supported him. So maybe we'll talk a lot about, I was very passionate in what I say. Maybe I think that could be one of the reasons.
You have not given us the answer. What do you discuss?
It's all about the country. It's always about the country.
So, sir, when opposition says that he's surrendered and he's compromised and he's giving in to the Trump and others, how do you look at it, sir?
If people are not able to run their own parties, running a country, how difficult it is. For example, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is saying it. You are not able to run in your, you are not able to build consensus in your own state. Who to become CM? And you're running a country of such diversity and such multiple issues, and that too at the global powers, and to negotiate with them, to understand them, to take one step. If you take one decision, we don't know whether you're going to have a steep fall or you're going to grow up. And that is a tough job to handle an issues on behalf of a billion people.
So you're saying he's handling it very well?
He is handling it well. There are difficulties. Maybe certain things nobody can, maybe not everyone is satisfied, but that's the best thing he's doing. That is the best thing.
But it's the Congress says that, and even commentators are saying that if you see the last year, one by one, all these regional powerful people like Mamata Banerjee or Tejasvi, and one by one they have been losing in state elections. So the only party which is capable of giving the BJP a run for its money is the Congress party.
Do they have their consensus together? Can they come together as one unit?
The India Alliance you're talking about.
Yeah, they have differences. For example, if you see for me, I'm a great admirer of, for me, my biggest influencer, motivational, Loknayak Jayaprakash Narayan. He hails from, I'm quite influenced by his biography because of my father who keeps on quoting about him. I say he hails from Bihar. And that is a Bihar I'm looking at. Not the Bihar with, where... Shabuddin or this kind of people rule and kind of criminality, and in that way, when compared to that, where can they compare Modi ji with that kind of situation? For example, you talk about West Bengal, and when they say about West Bengalis suddenly they have a cultural pride. We understand Bengal more than anybody else. Then I would like to answer them. Then I said the entire India was energized by the leaders of great men from Bengal who hailed from Bengal. And me being a South Indian, tomorrow if I say, I don't want to sing Vande Mataram because you took Bengali for yourself, I said, I don't want to sing. I can say that. But we never felt that way. But this kind of argument also can give a counter arguments like that. So those are the, maybe you might not like him. You might hate him. That's a different story. But you cannot bring these kind of differences and based on that, you're judging him. Based on that viewpoint, I think that's where I differ with such individuals.
Sir, in current situation, sir, the area which you represent is a hub of IT. A lot of IT jobs after the advent of AI and this, this tariff which is imposed by Mr. Trump, a lot of jobs seems to be at stake or are at risk. So, what is your game plan now to rescue them or salvage them? And also, are there any plans for brain drain? GCCs coming up here.
So it is like the first hit will be around jobs around data operator 60,000 below jobs. I think it will have an impact. But I see in every adverse condition there's an opportunity. For example, when entire national banks were digitalized, records were, everyone who are doing bookkeeping, they didn't like the digital bookkeeping. I said we're going to lose our jobs. Entire banks were on strike for a long time, and especially in late 80s, I think. Late 80s or early 90s. I think every technology, shift, there will be some kind of paradigm shift will be there, some kind of loss of jobs will be there. And how leaders are equipped, how majorly political leaders. When the political leaders are caught up in caste, when political leaders are caught up in these kind of situations, where will you have the time to think? So I individually can't give a solution for AI, the impact of AI. But I said, you have the entirety of time for talking about South-North division. You talk about this, you talk about caste, you talk about Bengal, you talk about this. But I said, you don't have the time. What should be the parliament for this kind of meaningful discussions? Instead of saying that you're putting him down, abusing him down, you're not giving you're not adding up into anything other than creating a further chaos. Okay? Instead of looking for a solution, you're creating a chaos. I think leaders should take up a task, especially opposition. I think that's where, that is the right way. That's where you gain trust. Even if someone doesn't want to, you want to change the government, okay, at least give a very meaningful argument instead of putting down, instead of negating for every meaningful debate.
See, what he said about brain drain, which he mentioned, this brain drain or brain gain, because a lot of Telugu-speaking professionals went to America, went to Europe in search of jobs. And then what happened was that there is this whole, anti-immigrant sentiment which is happening in these Western countries. And many of them want to come back, but they are wondering whether, there will be jobs out here. Like what he said, that there was this period of brain drain, and now to attract them back, would you want to attract back those people who Telugu speaking professionals?
We are doing in a moral service sector. There is no innovation in this country. You need a great amount of innovation, and we have many IITs. We are producing entire great, most innovative brains, and we are exporting them. And why are they going out? If I went to Shore around 1.5 years back, and I was so appreciating, looking at them. All of them are highly educated, most prestigious institutions. But I was asking one of the engineers, I said, you must have had a great opportunity to work in NASA. Why didn't you go? I said, I love my country, I didn't go. So, but not everyone can be like that. Or at least, why don't the leadership, instead of fighting all this, why don't they think about, okay, how do we stop this drain? Every person who studied in either IIT or all the prestigious institutions, at least to my knowledge, at least 85 to 90% of them, they want to serve the nation. They look forward, they want to come back, they want to contribute. But there is no such atmosphere. If someone wants to set up a factory, some MLA comes, okay, what is my stake in it? In which way I should give a stake? Unless you correct this part, this kind of brain drain will happen. Even for me being in it, I'm thinking twice. I'm seriously thinking, what happening nowadays especially, I said, we're thinking about next election. We are not thinking of next generation. Next election, what we should do, everyone has an idea, but what to do about the next generation? If they could feel, okay, how do we stop it? These kind of meaningful discussions are not there. You have abuses, and abuses. This is where we are lost. And I am trying my level best to make sure something would happen. I wish for it. I am working towards for it. But I'm an individual.
I think some of them have come back and working in their party as well, we have learned.
They did. Today, if I stand by, it's only because they left their jobs and they came here. They want to do some business when they were earning a huge amount of money, but that's okay, we'll come back and we'll do it here. I think that's how the energy came. I gained from them, a lot of people.
Mr. Pawan Kalyan, one Telangana youth was shot dead in the US just yesterday.
Yeah.
A very tragic incident, and we don't know if it was a hate crime or not at the time of doing this interview. But there have been hate crimes against many Indians because there's this anti-immigrant sentiment which is gaining ground. And several people that one talks to, they say this NRIs who are there, they say we want to come back. And a large section of them are from United Andhra, either Andhra Pradesh or Telangana. Many of them, who have gone in software engineers and all, who say that we want to come back. And I wish the leaders would do something. Would you or Mr. Chandrababu Naidu speak to the establishment in America or in Europe for the welfare of people from your states there?
Does states have that kind of freedom to speak to foreign governments?
So you would see the Ministry of External Affairs?
Without going through the Ministry of External Affairs, I think that will send a different signal.
Okay.
And I think it should happen through. I think we should appeal to Ministry of External Affairs. I think that is the right way to do it.
Okay. In every election that I come to either this part of the region, I find so many Telugu NRIs who come out here. And then while speaking to people, they say that there is an unbelievable amount of influence that the NRI community, expat community has on politics in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. How come?
I think once they do their jobs, it is,
free time. Huh?
They have a lot. I can't say it's a free time. They're working hard without a doubt. But their brain is occupied what's happening back in the home. So they have a lot of analysis. They few friends sit and what do they talk? They talk about back what's happening in the towns, villages, and normally why would they have a great say is anyone who goes out of the country will be viewed as a man who has of a highest achievement. So he has something valuable to say. And when anyone goes abroad out of the country, we don't consider, but that this man went to US and said he must be something valid to say. I think we should, whatever he says, whether sometimes it is utterly reasonable, but for a layman, it is always a valid thing to say. I think that's in that way they could influence. And certain times, I think it is genuinely they really give very valid ideas. I think.
So you're appreciative, you don't see it as interference because they've got no skin in the game. I mean, in the sense that they have no stake.
I think I don't like to generalize anything. There are always, there is a certain downside will be there without a doubt. But certain people do it, certain people will be abusive, we understand. But a majority, they want to do something, if you look at it.
What kind of investments would you want them to put in the state?
Innovation, not in real estate. People are, we have become... Everyone wants to get into real estate. They don't want to work. They don't want to innovate. I said, what about for example, how do I, either they're simply doing, let me clean my village, I'll give some money. It's not about that. I said, they should be able to collectively think, okay, how do we create a frugal innovation? How do we, instead of, for example, I was thinking about, to lay a road, there is one particular machine which comes only from Germany. When I took charge as a PR minister, I was thinking, RWS. I was talking about roads. Roads were very bad in the last regime. I said my priority was thinking about roads. So I was doing a lot of reviews. I said, some example caught my eye. I said,
you're talking about rural roads?
Yeah, rural roads. Yeah.
In case people don't understand, PR is Panchayati Raj. Okay.
Yeah, Panchayat roads, rural roads. I said there's one particular machine which doesn't need any gravel or something, and minimum gravel is needed, where it will dig the existing road and it will use that as a core raw material, but that comes from Germany. and each kilometer it will be more expensive. But I think, I was thinking then, what if some NRIs who has a lot of money, who has a lot of things, why don't, instead of investing in some real estate, a piece of land, why don't they collaborate with some kind of, IITs or some kind of universities where they pump in some money instead of trying to get a machine from Germany? Or in the same way, can we have some frugal innovation happens? Why can't we find some different, to get technology in a more cheaper way and more frugal manner, more effectively? Why don't we invest? Why don't they invest? I think that should be that would be a great contribution, because we had seen both speakers. I looked at that man all the way from Bengal, went to I think I forgot the name of the university in US. I think he's in sound innovation.
Till now we use both.
Till now we use both, and that he contributed back to the university. He didn't even give it to his son. And imagine that kind of people are there, and why can't we do something in? Instead of everyone is investing more in real estate. They're feeling secure, but it is prices are getting scaled up, but it is not contributing to that extent what's supposed to be.
Okay. Sir, I have two questions. What has happened to your long-standing demand of special status? Why are you so muted now? Now you have a double-engine government. You can easily get it done. And you have a great equation with...
No, it was not muted. Something. See, it is a legacy issue of Modi ji. The issue was not created by Modi ji. It was created by Congress. Your haphazard divisive approach, the state division, and even now, as I rightly told you, just before I told you, 40,000 crores of assets to be stuck up in, stuck up in Telangana. It is a very difficult thing, and money has been given. So what happens is, I think when I was in 14, but in between I differed. There's no second on based on this. But I can understand what was happening. Because then TDP government has taken, Chandrababu Naidu ji taken initiative. Okay, said he accepted certain deal with them. It was not what it is there in the thing, but it is like, when you accepted certain thing and you moved on, when the entire cabinet and entire assembly accepted it, for me it looks like a futile fight.
Also, sir, what is your actual Telangana plan? We talked about the controversy, the reactions, but what is your plan? Like, what are you planning to do now?
I look at Telangana, the youth of Telangana are quite inspiring for me. It is, I don't know, something, if you noticed, though we all got freedom by 1947, Telangana took a year later, on September. Now 48, I think we got, 48 September, 13th or 14th, 30th. And Telangana youth are amazing for me. The way they embrace their culture, and they have the fighting spirit. They embrace their culture. They embrace their, the dialect, and they're very protective. And they have the fighting spirit. But the only thing is, if they are guided in the right direction, what to fight, what to protect, I think that's where I fit into the picture. And there are quite fruitful times in the near future to come. I think I'm going to tap a lot of young dynamic leadership from Telangana who will contribute to the nation.
You don't think H1B should be a dream always? There's H1B visa dream. That's a dream that very specific, I think, to Punjab and Telangana.
Because when you don't create anything here, valid here, you look forward for them. After some time, you go to other country. What will you do? You look at roads. You look at the space. So basically, why do we like that? We like that urban planning.
Exactly.
Why do we like? We like that urban planning. We go to their rural side, the pictures, the picturesque locales, and their urban planning and their local, county planning is superior. Here it is filled with many obstructions, social issues, and all. I think that is the first thing I look forward. And also, when you have opportunities, when truly people go there, when you truly go through there, the kind of comfort I get in my own country, compared to that, majority of us feel we are more comfortable in our nation.
Okay, I have a question. Seize the ship. Where did that term come from? What was that? I like it. I want to use it in my office.
See, the ship has a smuggled rice. So when something smuggled goods is there, what is the basic thing you do?
Yeah.
Okay, seize the car. Or you seize, if there is if this is a go down, some smuggled rice is there, what will you say? Okay, then what do you seize the go down? In that way, in the deep sea, in the shore, I went into the seas. It was very rough sea. I was not able to go. Then I told the local administration, I said, then seize the ship then. But I don't know why. For me, it is a very, see, I tell you what, when it comes to rice, it is a 54 rupees for every kilo of rice produced. To procure rice, for every 1 kilo, it takes, government pays 53 or 54 rupees. And they give it for free. And that rice will be sold out by the beneficiary for 10 rupees or 12 rupees to some middlemen. On the whole, the chain of even, they make out around, they sell this rice to some countries, mixed with the regular rice, and they make tons of money. That's a big racket. And I fought for it and all through these years. And suddenly when it happened, I went and checked. There is a rice is there, PDS, a public distribution rice. For me, that's why I said, seize the ship.
Okay.
And we seized it for 3 weeks. And we brought down the rice back to, we unloaded the rice. And the ship went off.
So this 1 hour conversation that I've had with you, it seems to me that to a large extent, something triggers anger or rebellion in you, and you take the next step towards that, towards achieving the next goal. What is angering Pawan Kalyan these days?
Say it again.
Whenever something upsets you or angers you, you take the next step in your career. Whether it was your move towards martial arts, whether your move towards spiritualism, whether politics, whether films, something propels you to it. So what is angering you, or what is the next big thing that you want to do, and why?
I don't plan my, these moments. I don't plan my next
Or should
move.
I ask your brother?
Maybe my brother is the right person to ask. Nowadays, I think I'm quite peaceful with myself.
Okay. You're mentioning many times dialects.
Yeah.
Is there something to that issue, the language and dialect? Is there some dialect that you're using which is not acceptable to some...
When people say about North-South, Hindi and non-Hindi, here we are fighting for dialects.
What dialect are you fighting for?
If you look at between Telangana and Andhra, we speak the same language, same script. Our dialect is different. And I speak, for a great, almost for 30 years plus I was in Telangana. I grew up in formative years in Telangana. Between, from early to from almost 21, 23 to till now. And I look at sometimes when people say Hindi is not, we don't allow Hindi. Here we are fighting in South India, within the same Telugu state, we are fighting for dialects. It's a cultural thing.
But when you acted in films, did that dialect matter at all?
In that way, if you want to produce of any film, even in English or Hindi, whatever is majority, even if you look at print media, use the regular Telugu. A standardized approach, even in print media, if you look at Telugu, either in Telangana or Tamil, Andhra, there is one format of Telugu which they do it.
I can't understand the Telugu spoken on TV channels.
Outside, other than
I can
non-Telugu
I can understand Telugu when normal people talk, but when on television, is that formal?
In India, in the same language, for every 100 kilometers, we change out.
What films are you watching?
Right now? Right now, I'm not watching much films.
Do you watch Hindi films at all?
I do.
You do watch? And do you watch? Do you think that South Indian films do better than Hindi films? Is there a reason you think it's happening?
I feel that kind of argument is. I don't know. I don't like to create that kind of. I mean, for me, I like Dilip. When I was growing up, I liked Raj Kapoor, old films.
That's the socialism in you.
Huh?
That's the socialism in you.
No.
There are post-socialist era films.
I like the old songs. I like Devanand.
You don't like bubblegum romance, which came in the 90s.
No, by then I grew out of it.
You grew out.
I never I was not much into romance. I was more into fighting.
And now the nationalistic films which are coming out right now.
I like Dhurandhar.
Okay.
I like Dhurandhar. I like the boldness in Dhurandhar.
Okay.
I didn't see the second part because I couldn't afford to go to theatre. But I liked Dhurandhar, what they did. And more than I think I had seen, I liked one film called, I think, Baramulla.
Yes.
That was quite interesting for me.
Interesting that you found Baramulla.
You know why? Because I like horror films, Okay, you tell me what kind of films I like. Horror films.
Conflict. Of course you would like conflict.
No.
Now I'm beginning to understand you.
I like the horror because it engages me. It doesn't let me think. So it arrests my mind. Otherwise, my mind goes haywire. So I think that's what the horror, when everyone is sleeping around 1:32, sometimes, when I don't get sleep, I watch horror film, I sleep. I guess suddenly my mind calms down, I sleep. So because of that, I watched Baramulla. I said, it's a horror. That's what I said. But what he conveyed in that film was entirely different. And I felt, what a great narrative approach. Because it triggered my memories I was in Srinagar in between 87 to 88 and 89. In 3 years, I was in Srinagar for every summer because of my brother. They were a lot of Telugu films used to shoot there.
Okay.
Maybe two of those films were our own production. I was also working as a,
Assistant.
Some kind of
Gopher.
Though my name as an executive producer, actually I was doing very manager job. I used to go to Srinagar main lane for purchases. I think all those things triggered in me, and by 89, I think one of our line producer, I think is, I don't know. I thought he was I never realized he was a Kashmiri Pandit. I took him as a Kashmiri Muslim. And I think 89, I think so many times he used to come for my rescue. Some hostile situation used to be there. Some people used to call me, why the hell did you come here? What are you doing? We even used to go for purchases. And while shooting, someone used to heckle at us. And some kind of situation will be there. I thought, like any other place, but I always felt, when you're growing up as a Kashmir, discovery of India, when you read all that, you feel, that sense of ownership. And you know that Shankaracharya set up ashram there and all. Then suddenly you don't understand. But that one word of, I think, find his name, I think, it's Kumar. And he said, by then my name was, I was not known as Pawan. He said, Kalyan, it's going to be difficult from next year after, I think this is going to be last year, he said.
Wow.
I said, why? Well, things are, Mohalla, things are changing. Badal gaye, and I said, we don't know what's happening.
Yeah, the 90s were coming.
89, I think.
Yeah, because 90s was a bad period.
Yeah, 89. I think that was the reason why I've been very closely watching that. I felt the Kashmiri Pandit suffering and all. I had seen it at a very initiative stage. That little tremors were there. I had seen it, and he said it. Then I asked him. I said, "What's happening?" I said, "Pandit, it's becoming difficult. I don't know what's happening in our areas. And all those, I don't know what's going to happen." And he was very grim about it. I don't know, third year, I kind of hostility, I went there, I had gone through that period. I said, I don't know, I was, I don't like when someone tells me, get out. I think that one painful thing. I think that's why I liked Baramulla. Okay, that's where I would like to sum up.
Yeah, I know. We're talking about Fit India and how Indians, obesity is a major, major issue in the country. And again, Naveen is being shy in asking you, but what is your fitness regime? How would you encourage people to?
For me, I feel, as I told you, my inspiration right from my childhood was one is Kod Ramurthy from Vijayanagar, who was a wrestler. He was known as Kali Yuga Bhima. And he used to break a lot of chains and, used to put a lot of... That was one inspiration as a kid in school. And second was Tiger Swami.
Okay.
From one yogi's autobiography yogi. I feel physical strength is very, very essential.
So what do you do for it?
For me, I was into karate one point of time. I learned, I was exposed to wushu. I went into kickboxing.
Would you ask women to also get into?
Yeah, I firmly advocate that. I think once you have a physical strength, a certain martial arts skills, you don't have to pick up a fight, but you'll feel confident.
And is there any age, like you would say, that middle-aged
There
women
is
should
no
also?
age.
Okay.
No age.
We should all get into it. So
I was into Iyengar yoga. I was into, in Tirupati, I was into regular other yoga. Then I had a Bihar yoga school I had a teacher then. I was into yoga, I was into then, but because of my multiple injuries, not injuries, my discompression, I have around 10 to 11 discompressions. Because of that, I think latest I had to go into Pilates.
Okay. That's helpful.
I used to go to Bangalore. Sometimes my teacher comes here.
Okay. Last question about your ring. I have to ask you about the ring. What is this? It looks like it's some directions.
It is a kurma. It is
Kurma avatar.
Kurma avatar.
Of Vishnu.
Vishnu, and it is Sri Chakra.
And is what?
Sri Chakra.
What is Sri Chakra? Whose?
Sri Chakra. You don't know the concept of Sri
No,
Chakra?
I don't know. It's astrology.
No, Sri Chakra is...
the human body's chakra.
Yantra. It's entire cosmos.
Okay.
It is called Sri Chakra and Kurma.
Why Kurma avatar?
I don't know. I have my guru who keeps praying for me and who keeps giving me this.
Do you believe in astrology? Is that?
I feel mind is more powerful.
Are we governed by the cosmos according to you? The gods seem to be saying it while I'm asking you. It's raining.
See, it's a cosmos. It's a free will. It is like this room. We have boundaries. And within this room, within these boundaries, what we do, that is free will. Definitely, there's impact on planetary position. There is an impact because 70% of body is water, and it will have an impact on our thinking, and behavioral changes will be there. And the impact of basic dark moon and full moon, we can see the low tide and high tide. So when we are 70% of water, and it will have an impact on us. I feel I used to do a lot of ekadashis. Now I don't do much. To a great extent, I used to do a lot of prayers, japa. But nowadays, more because of it, I made it very simple.
Okay. Anyway, on that note, thank you so much, Naveen, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for watching or listening to this edition of the ANI podcast with Smita Prakash. This episode had been filmed in Andhra Pradesh. Namaste, Jai Hind. Click here to watch the previous episodes.